All right, welcome back. It's time for our GMC Sierra tweet of the night. This comes to us from the NFL on CBS. According to Ryan Wilson, the rankings of all of these draft classes, he has the Steelers #1, and not many people disagree with that. They did have a very good draft. You go through the list, you can see all the names there. 2, Indianapolis, 3, the Giants, then San Francisco. Interestingly, he had the Eagles at 9, Chris. I would have had the Eagles up higher than that. I think they do what they always do, and they load up on their offensive and defensive lines, and they win that battle of attrition, it seems, every time you play them. And they already have pieces in place for offense, so they didn't have to do too much to it. So I would have given them a little bit of higher rating than that, but I think everyone's impressed with what the Steelers were able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that this was a masterful job, really, by Omar Khan in his first draft. And I think you and I had a chance to talk after, obviously, they made the Broderick Jones pick. And I love that. I love that they moved up. I love that they were aggressive. I love the fact, Bob, that the Jets were so clearly flat-footed. They took Will McDonald. It just did not look like a team prepared to have Jones slip right through their fingertips. But then I like the fact that Omar Khan moved down, still got Darnell Washington, a guy that was rated. Pretty much all of their picks, except for Spencer Anderson, were rated by a lot of mock gurus as being much better players than where they were selected, at least in the rankings. That's always going to get you a good grade. I just thought it showed that Omar Khan knows how to wheel and deal, understands the art of the negotiation. It's very clear Andy Weidel had a very good board. And I think we can put to bed this idea that Mike Tomlin, with Kevin Colbert gone, was going to be some domineering, power-hungry head coach who wanted to run the whole show in every conceivable way. It sounds like he worked collaboratively with both of those guys. I'd be willing to bet that Mike Tomlin, given how much we know he liked Joey Porter Jr., maybe needed to come to some sort of compromise that he was going to be there at pick 32, that they had to maybe convince him, and he went along with it. I give them an A+. I thought they had a clear sort of methodology here. I think they drafted for a very specific team philosophy. What more can you say than that? I think that's what everybody would want their team to do in this situation.
All right, let's go to the lines. We've got a lot of people want to talk, mostly baseball. Mike in Oakland is first. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? I just have 2 questions with a little comment, Nick. And I want to get both of your thoughts. I was going to talk about the defense, but, I mean, that's been brought up enough. And obviously, if they keep playing defense like that, they're not going to be winning many more games. So I want to ask both of you, number one, isn't it time for Austin Hedges to be sitting on the bench and keep playing until at least they maybe bring up ND in a few months? Because this is ridiculous. Hedges is hitting .059 over the past 17 at-bats. He's hitting a .133 total. He's not doing that. He's an automatic out. And from what I've read, DeLay is actually having a very good defensive work when he's in. Not only he's hitting .390 with an OPS of 1.090. So I think DeLay needs to be in. And the second question is, what do you think of Ke'Bryan Hayes? Because I am so disappointed. I wonder if the Pirates would have signed that contract with him if they had known how bad he is offensively. I mean, he's hitting .222. And this is how he's been for the 3 years since COVID.
With 1 home run. And Mike, thank you. I agree. You know what he is defensively, although he booted 1 tonight, but you expect more than 1 home run. I can live with a .222 average if he hits 25 home runs and drives in a lot of runs. We're not getting that at all. And as far as Jason DeLay, first of all, I didn't like last night the strategy to bunt so that you can have Austin Hedges be up with 2 guys on the pond. That didn't make any sense to me, especially with Hayes following. I think it was Hayes after him. So, you know, he had 2 guys who've been struggling at the plate. Why would you bunt? Didn't make any sense, Chris.
No, I thought Derek Shelton whiffed in that situation as far as strategy goes. I have nothing to add to that. I think they like what Hedges does for these pitchers. I really do. The problem is it becomes difficult. It's easy when you're winning to keep him in there most of the time. When he's hitting 130-something, it's hard to justify any amount of great work with the young pitching staff. I don't think Jason DeLay is anywhere near the hitter he has shown to be. I think if you gave him more exposure, you'd find quickly that he would bottom out or regress to the mean swiftly. But they have to consider getting him a few more ABs. As far as Ke'Bryan Hayes, I know Mike in Oakland doesn't want to hear this. A guy who plays defense overall the way he does, and I think he's the best defensive third baseman, boot aside tonight or not, or whatever. I think he's the best one in baseball. What they're paying him, I know people don't want to hear this. I know our financial perception of these things is warped. What they're paying him is worth it for the defense that he plays alone, literally. He's that good with the glove that what they pay him probably makes sense. However, I was worried about this at the beginning of the year. I've seen nothing to change my mind. I think that swing is way too long and way too loopy to ever be counted upon to be a consistent run-producing swing.
Yeah, you got to have more than one home run. Sorry, we're a month into the season. One home run is unacceptable. Let's go to Bill in Greensburg. Hey, Bill.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey.
A couple of comments. I coached Legion baseball for years, and I'm down by the Pirate dugout. Been a full season ticket holder for over 30 years. One thing that we got to criticize Carrington about for spring, I cannot and do not understand why we gave away Kevin Newman. Solid shortstop. We got to find a way to get that kid back because he's sitting on the bench in Cincinnati.
Well, they had. I mean, no one saw the injury to O'Neal Cruz, and yeah, he was not going to do anything here anyway. So I
Kevin
disagree
Newman,
with that.
Come on, really? Like we're getting that excited about Kevin Newman? I know Castro's frustrating right now because he booted the play today. I know that he lost one in the lights yesterday, which down there is kind of a forgivable offense.
That was Sawinski, I thought, should have made that play, but.
Yeah, I thought Sawinski, too, should have called that off. He claimed he lost it in the lights as well. Still, this idea that we're pining for Kevin Newman, come on, folks. We can all do better here. Kevin Newman is somewhere below just a guy in Major League Baseball parlance. He is a nobody.
And they got a bunch of shortstops in their system, and Cruz is going to be that guy, so there's no need to keep him around. It made perfect sense, actually. Let's go to Matt and Butler. Matt, go right ahead. You're on the Bordas and Bordas hotline.
Hey guys, in 3 games, boy, the attitudes have really changed on the Pirates in a quick bit. We're bringing back Kevin Newman, for goodness sake. He's not worth it. Hey, what do you think the players think whenever he calls for the bunt last night that you just talked about, Bob? Because that was
he didn't call for it, to be fair. That apparently was Tucapita Marcano trying to make that play himself. That's what came out after. He did not call for the bunt.
So he was looking to get a hit? Because he almost did.
He was looking to get a hit, and he would have. But you know what, though? You're still loading the bases for Austin Hedges there. Pony brought up this question, and I know Pony loves baseball strategy. He is a true baseball guy, and he knows bad strategy as a lifelong Mets fan, Bob. If that was a playoff game yesterday, would Austin Hedges have hit whether it was bases loaded, nobody out, or 2 on, 1 out? Austin Hedges gets pinch hit for in that game.
I don't even think Austin Hedges would be catching in a playoff game, but that's another point. Let's go to Jim in Peters Township. Jim, how you doing?
Good. Hey, one thing that can't be overlooked. I used to pitch and play outfield. When you in a dome stadium for number one, you can't pick up the ball because what happens is you have a white ball and I played inside, and it's hard when you're playing left and right center field. You can't pick it up even at like when I used to pitch. I loved pitching at like 5 or 6 o'clock. You know why? You had a shadow, and when there's a shadow, you can't pick up the ball in the outfield.
Did you play Major League Baseball? You're playing in a dome? This is what I want to know. Did you play in the pros?
No, I didn't.
Not many dome stadiums.
No, I didn't say that, but I played inside.
No, I'm asking seriously. You said you played inside. You have to be playing pretty high-level baseball to be inside.
I didn't play for Major League Baseball. You didn't hear what I said. There's other teams play in the dome.
To your point, you're right. That's a difficult place to play, and these are two guys who've probably never played there for all I know. But regardless, that wasn't the only thing that happened. There was another play last night that I didn't like, and again, it's Austin Hedges who's supposed to be very good at this. He, from his knees, threw a lollipop to second base, which invited a double steal, and then all of a sudden Jose Siri comes in easily. So that's a play that you don't expect. Just eat it. There's no reason to throw it, and he did.
Bob, can I join the cavalcade of people? Now, that guy, I was trying to compliment him, saying if he's played baseball in a dome, he had to be pretty good. He apparently thought I was trying to insult him, but whatever. We've had a Legion baseball coach, a guy who played outfield and pitched. I was a 12-year-old shortstop for the Westview Ross Little League Brewers, and as to that Austin Hedges play there, come on. If you were a shortstop in Little League, we all know that play on first and third. You charge in, the catcher pretends like he's going to throw down. You catch the throw just past the pitcher's mound, and then you pick that kid off third base who thinks he's going to cheat and get back home on a double steal. Why was he even throwing it in the first place? He threw a lollipop, but that ball never should get thrown.
No,
you got to take your chances there with 2 in scoring position.
Right. We got some tweets here. Zachary James says, you guys should know everything changes in time. And then we have Adam Schenk who says, I love Derek Shelton. and he was referring to the situation there that happened when he got ejected and how he came out and stood up for his team, which I applauded as well, and the fact that the clock was, in question and not working properly. Before we go to break here, I want to say condolences to the Rudy Marissa family, longtime coach at Waynesburg. And he put up some great seasons. In 34 years as the head coach, he passed away today. I believe he was 88 years old. But he was a good guy to talk to about hoops. Chris, did you ever get a chance to meet him?
Did not have a chance, but as you well know, there's a lot of Waynesburg people, including our own Donnie Football and many others at the Fan who've come through and matriculated through there. And Donnie mentioned us what a legend he was in that sporting community, so my condolences as well.
Yeah. Jeremiah Miller, who's producing this show, also went to Waynesburg. So I'm sure you had a lot of run-ins with Rudy Marissa. So rest in peace, Coach. Tremendous life, tremendous career. We'll take a break, come back with more right here on Pittsburgh CW.